Let's talk about it. All right, so the biggest story around the world seems to be Jay-Z being attacked in the elevator by Beyonce's sister Solange. It's leading on all the newscasts. Of course, it's a hot topic here, but it's amazing how the world has let go of everything else important and is talking about this. She is kicking his behind. And the security guard's trying to hold her back. Beyonce's next to Jay-Z in the corner. And I know you've seen this footage before, and you know that Beyonce waited a long time before she stepped in between them. Yes, she almost kicked him in his area, but he caught it. This was at, as you might know by now, the after party to the Met Gala. It was at a place here in Manhattan called the Standard Hotel. The hotel is upset because the footage even got out, because this is supposed to be a place that caters to celebrities. But who falls for that? You know, of course, this footage probably made somebody rich. The only thing that would make somebody richer is the person who's got the audio. Okay, so now, you know, I will just say that the people have been speculating and saying, well, why didn't Beyonce get in the middle? In my mind, Beyonce didn't get in the middle because Solange was probably attacking him over something that he knows he was dead wrong about, and therefore, sister didn't get in the middle. And a lot of people are also saying, well, Jay-Z really held his head because, you know, real men don't hit girls, except there's some footage online of Jay-Z hitting a female fan back in the day. Allegedly. The legal team.
The entertainment world has seen its share of scandals, but recent allegations against Jay-Z have made a major splash. The rap mogul, once a symbol of success, now faces accusations from over 20 years ago. His family is supporting him. But here's the twist. Solange's sister had been speaking out long before these claims surfaced. Let's take a closer look at what's going on and the reactions it sparked.
Business is so disgusting that I can't. And people were accusing, you know, saying, well, maybe Solange was drunk and therefore went out. But when we show her walking out of the place, she doesn't look drunk. Roll that footage. She doesn't. Let's just watch this together, okay? There's the security guard. She doesn't look drunk. She's not teetering on her heels. Her hair is laid. Shout out to her hairstylist. Now watch this. Watch this. Watch. He's not allowed to get in the car. And Beyonce gives a smile and gets in the car with her sister. Now, you can ride with whatever theory that you have about this, but I'm sticking with the Wendy theory. I'm sorry. By the way, everybody needs a sister or cousin or something like that in a Solange. So, you know, Solange, you know, good for you and good for your earlobes too, girl. Yeah, both earrings. You still look put together. But you don't mess with Solange when it comes to Beyonce. You know that, or when it comes to her mom. The word on the street has always been that when Matthew came home with the mistress and pregnant with the little half-brother Nixon, that Solange took it to her father too. You know, you just don't mess with Solange. And I'm trying to think of what in the hell a sister is getting in the way of her married sister, because like your marriage is sacred. You know, your marriage is sacred, and But there aren't too many reasons, I think, that a sister would get in the way and start pummeling in a public venue. Now, the elevator was private, but everybody knows the cameras are watching. And they were stepping out to the paparazzi. And this is Beyonce and Jay-Z. I don't think she was out of her mind. I think that Jay-Z has done something really foul, more than a few times in this marriage. And it is my belief that these two people, unfortunately, because I think he dips it where he works and dips it like in the industry, in my opinion. So therefore, when you go into the Oscars or you go to the Met Gala or you go to this party, it's not like random chicks. It's there's Rachel Roy and there's this one and there's that one and no. Oh, and this is not my last note, but this is the last thing I have written down on here. Shut up, you guys. Beyonce used to have a tattoo of Jay-Z on her wrist.
Let's rewind to the 2014 Met Gala after party, when Solange made headlines for attacking Jay-Z in an elevator, while Beyonce stood by. Fans speculated it was related to Jay-Z's infidelity, a theory that seemed to be confirmed 2 years later with Beyoncé's *Lemonade*. which detail themes of betrayal and heartbreak.
Legging some music. So, I mean, like, you know, that it comes with the territory of that pocket of time. You know what I mean?
How much power and influence at that moment did he have in terms of the business and celebrity? Was it how would you sort of define that or describe that?
Even in 2000, Jay-Z was one of the biggest names in hip hop. You know what I mean? This is like right before he was about to do that head-to-head clash with Nas. That ran for a couple of years, and it got a lot of great records back and forth on that. I mean, Jay-Z's been a Titan since 1999, well, arguably like 97. You know what I mean? Well, with the passing of Big. You know, when Big passed, it left a wide open lane. Jay-Z slid right in there, took the torch that, you know, they lit together and kept running.
And if we go back in time, then was the reputation there at that moment about these parties as well? And we did get Steve back. Steve, I'll go to you on that. Historically, like back in 2000, was that reputation there about these wild parties?
You know, I went to a few Diddy parties back in the day, and we always knew that at some point we were going to be expected to leave, and whatever was going to happen was going to happen. So, yeah, I mean, there was always some sort of idea that these were these were glamorous parties for sure, but that stuff was going to happen, and that the average person wasn't going to be there for it.
All right, Steve Helling, Head Crack, staying with us. Coming up next, how close are Jay-Z and Diddy?
I expect that through this process, many powerful people will be exposed.
You will see the evidence, you will hear the arguments, and ultimately you will hear the verdict. Closing.
I expect that through this process, many powerful people will be exposed. Many dirty secrets will be revealed. We know what we are potentially up against. And as is always the case in situations like this, when a celebrity is involved, people can be downright mean and nasty.
That's Tony Busby. He's the plaintiff's attorney who is filing these lawsuits. And wow, he's talking about big names. Does it get much bigger than going after P. Diddy and now going after Jay-Z as well? So those are the first two names. There may be more, but this brings me to my next question in our investigation.
Here's the twist. Some fans believe Solange's actions might have been a deeper warning about Jay-Z. While she stayed quiet about that night, her relationship with him has always seemed more strained than the united front she and Beyoncé present to the world.
How close are Jay-Z and Diddy? Because the allegations have them in the same room at the same time, assaulting the same 13-year-old girl. You're not going to do that with a stranger necessarily. Again, just allegations that are being denied by both Jay-Z and Diddy. But what is their relationship? Still with us, Steve Helling and Head Crack. Head Crack, how would you describe their relationship? Professional? Personal?
I mean, they've done stuff together musically. They've, cross-pollinated in very different ways, throughout time. And I think when you get to a point where you're like that type of a mogul, you know what I mean, where you're involved in that many businesses, you look around and you look at your peers. Who else is doing similar things that I'm doing? So of course you're going to click up with people who have things outside of just the main venture in which you met in, which was music. They both have dealings in alcohol. They both have dealings in fashion. They both have dealings in entertainment. So of course you're going to cross paths and you're going to go towards the most familiar face in the room a lot of times, especially if you two black men, operating in a space that's predominantly white. So so I think they're probably industry close. Do they call each other on their birthdays? I don't know. Don't know them like that. But I could see how they would click up.
Yeah, Steve Helling, your thoughts about the nature of their relationship and the closest. And the reason I'm saying this is because sometimes in situations like this, if in fact, and we're nowhere near close to that, but if this somehow evolves into a criminal investigation and a criminal case and your co-defendants, we're in a different space. Are they close enough that they would stick together versus turn on each other? That's not the case necessarily in the civil world. But Steve, what's your understanding? Is there any sort of a true personal friendship, or is it, respect, mutual billionaires and professional colleagues?
Well, to answer the first part, no, I don't think that if they were both criminal defendants that they would stick together. I don't think that's what would happen. I do think that, this is more of a professional type of thing. It's a work friend, pretty much. It's different type of work than our work friends would be. But yeah, I don't look at this and think that Jay-Z is going to go down with Diddy just out of some sort of loyalty or friendship. Of course not. That's not what's going to happen here. And so, as we look at this and we see where this...
Fast forward to today, and new allegations have resurfaced, with Jay-Z accused, alongside Diddy, of a crime involving a 13-year-old girl in 2000. The lawsuit originally named only Diddy, but Jay-Z's inclusion shocked the industry. Both men have denied the claims, with Jay-Z calling it blackmail and expressing the pain of explaining the accusations to his children. He said, "I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such."
Now is royal and celebrity commentator Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, good to see you. Let's start with this news out of the US today. Rapper Jay-Z has been accused of raping a teenage girl back in 2000 in a civil lawsuit that came to light over the weekend. Now, it's alleged Carter sexually assaulted the 13-year-old girl alongside Sean Diddy Combs. Kinsey, what more can you tell us about this news?
Well, allegedly, the assault happened after the young woman was driven to an MTV Video Awards after party in 2000. I'd say about this new civil filing, very specific details in this documentation, the kind that can be confirmed or proven false. So if this were to go to a judge or a jury, with those types of details, if they can be proven true, that's pretty strong to sway a judge or a jury. But because she's so specific, it pits her in a bit of a corner.
Yeah, look, it certainly does. It's a huge development, though, and I'll be very interested to see what happens from here on in. Now, speaking of Donald Trump's decision to pick Kash Patel to head up the FBI, likely has Prince Andrew trembling in fear. Now, this is because Patel has previously called for the Epstein and Diddy lists to be made public, and once he begins his new role, well, he very well may do that. But I've got to ask you, Kinsey, how worried would, Prince Andrew or anyone, for that matter, who was associated with these men be right now?
Well, we do have to wait to see if he's confirmed, but you're right. He said that he wanted to expose what he sees as corruption of the deep state and restore faith in federal agencies by allowing full disclosure with the public and the world. I imagine that there are some individuals that are shaking in their boots right now, because even if let's say we just get the flight logs of Jeffrey Epstein, sometimes when it comes to PR, it's guilt by association. So will some of these individuals like Prince Andrew be in a position to be prosecuted? Likely not. But in the fight for Royal Lodge, this is not something that he wants out there to continue to embarrass his family.
No, oh gosh, another embarrassment for the family. But, Donald Trump has said that he would release the files. So let's wait and see. I'm sure the world is waiting to see what could possibly be on those files if that's the case. Now, Kinsey, Democrat Senator John Fetterman joined the ladies of The View recently, the lovely ladies of The View, and left co-host Joy Behar in shock after he called for Trump's New York case to be pardoned, admitting that the charges against him were politically motivated. Here he is. Have a look at this.
Biden's decision to pardon his son Hunter is facing bipartisan backlash. Even the Democrats are all over it. But what do you think? Is this much about...
It's a powerful statement, showing the emotional toll this is taking on Jay-Z's family. Bianca, known for her loyalty, is standing by her husband despite the controversy. Sources say she's upset, but firmly believes in his innocence. Her family, including her mother, Tina Knowles, and sister, Solange, have also shown support, but with a slight difference in tone. While Tina and Solange aren't Jay-Z's biggest fans, they don't believe he would commit such an act. This subtle distinction adds another layer of complexity to their family dynamics.
It is his son, after all, and people do have sympathy for that.
The case against Hunter Biden was really politically motivated, but I also think it's true that the trial in New York for Trump that was political as well too. Now it's that, and in both cases, I think a pardon is appropriate.
They'll say that about the J6 people too, though, right? That's what they're going to say on the other side. That is weaponized.
I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about the New York trial.
Kinsey, I always love watching the hosts of The View. They get so shocked and stunned by people actually liking Donald Trump. Who would have thought?
I have no idea how the show is still on air. The only joy it brings me is when Whoopi Goldberg accidentally farts on air. Otherwise, it's just, a group of hysterical women, entitled women that lack self-awareness talking over each other. So I love clips like this because it just, shows you how out of touch they are, absolutely out of touch they are, and how unwilling they are to listen to the other side. That's their job.
That is literally their job, and they never do. This is why I just think they're a failure. The whole lot of them. There's only one on there who has reasonable views. The rest of them are just so annoying. Now, look, footage of Donald Trump greeting Prince William, it's gone viral on social media, amassing millions of views. The two of them met at the grand reopening of the Notre Dame Cathedral after it was, of course, engulfed in flames back in 2019. But look how happy, Kinsey, I feel that the Prince looks. I don't know, to me, he looks like a bit of a fanboy. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought he just looked so tickled to be in Donald Trump's presence. At one point in this scene right there, Donald Trump points at Prince William and he says, "Good man, this one." And I wondered if he meant versus the alternative one, because it was very much good man, this one. And that made me laugh very much. All of the memes going around over the last 24 hours have been Donald Trump saying to Prince William, "I'm sending your brother back." And Prince William saying, "Please don't. You can keep him. You can keep him."
I'm sure he is saying that. I wonder if Donald Trump, though, will follow through with that threat to deport the royals. We'll see. But speaking of the brothers, neither Prince William nor Prince Harry attended the 2024 Diana Awards ceremony last week in the latest sign of, I guess, just how deep that rift is between them. Kinsey, it's sad that this feud is still continuing, but the fact that neither of them attended, what does that say?
Why was Prince Harry in New York talking to some book club? What were you trying to promote there? Your book is out. Spare's out. I don't even think he really addressed Spare. He mostly addressed divorce rumors. So
What's even more curious is Tina Knowles' social media activity during this time. On the same day the allegations against Jay-Z surfaced, Tina reportedly liked an Instagram post announcing the claims. The internet quickly noticed and began questioning her loyalty. Tina later claimed her account was hacked, saying, "As you all know, I do not play about my family." Was it a genuine mistake, or does it hint at deeper tensions within the family?
See his sons being hacked.
How the f- do you force your kids to do your perp walk? That was the worst part, and all I could think about was Kim and Misa.
The girls.
Just her son. He left their son to be walked out backwards on camera for the world to see. Thank God Kimura got the girls. Misa's son. Misa and Wolf's son.
Man.
And Quincy's missing.
Quincy's missing. Oh. And lastly,
after he was questioned by the feds.
After.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was in witness protection right now. Which means his father ain't never gonna see him again.
Have we seen the last, or is this just the beginning of that saga?
It's just getting started.
True.
Which is why I think people are so uncomfortable about me being in this position right now because of my press pass. And because I'm going to be in the courtroom for the Keffe D trial, if we get to the bottom of Tupac's, when that is finally revealed, 15 other will be revealed with it. And you will find that they were all committed by the same two people, father and son.
Were you surprised by Keffe D's arrest for Tupac?
No. I'm just surprised that he hasn't given it up yet. I'm surprised that he hasn't gone to the feds yet because he just got stabbed in jail.
Yes, he did.
He's been beaten 3 times. And I'm going to say it for a fact. I know you the one pulling the strings. Reggie Wright Jr. Stop putting your dirty work on other people. You know exactly what you are. And so help me God if you don't keep my name out your mouth.
Mm. Mm.
Meanwhile, Solange's past with Jay-Z continues to stir speculation. While both she and Jay-Z have publicly denied the allegations, their history adds fuel to the fire. The infamous elevator incident where Solange attacked Jay-Z wasn't just a physical altercation. It was an emotional moment that some fans now view as a possible warning. People are revisiting that incident, piecing together clues, and wondering if Solange was trying to tell us something all along.
The last time you were on the couch, you had mentioned, and it's crazy that you say these things, you talk about Bad Boy, you speak on Heavy D, you speak on Albie Shore.
Yeah.
And you say, like, look who's standing. And now Albie Shore is now, he's being cryptic. Not too cryptic, but he's
very cryptic.
He's very cryptic. But
he's speaking louder than he's ever spoken before.
Ever.
And the reason why he's cryptic is for the sake of his son.
Mm.
Imagine having an enemy that has a position of influence in your child's life and knowing that that person sends you notes and messages every now and then. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, that boy is allegedly. Imagine that. Imagine that your baby mama is telling you that if you don't do what he wants you to do, he's going to be a child. And you know he's capable of it. Allegedly. Story in the Bible. 2 women had 2 babies. Mm-hmm. One woman went to sleep, rolled over on her baby. The other woman's baby was just fine. The woman whose baby, she got up, she went and stole the baby from her roommate. Then they fought over who the mother was. They went before the king, King Solomon. He heard both sides of the story and said, give me a knife. Give me a sword. He got the sword and he was like, I'm going to cut the baby in half and each of you can have a piece and then we'll be done with it. It was the real mother that said, don't harm that baby. She can have him.
Wow.
Why is nobody willing to accept as monstrous as people are finding out that Diddy is now, that he wouldn't be willing to split Quincy in half? Because he would.
Yeah, he said some years ago, like during a TV show, that he would like harm his own mother to get what he wanted, or something along those lines. So,
well, I don't blame him for wanting to harm that. She's his victimizer and his pimp. She is first pimp.
Oh. Okay. Okay. You know, your Bible story, I have to just sidetrack real quick and ask you this question, or get your thoughts on it. There's a man who recently married conjoined twins, and he's only marrying one of them while the other is attached by the hip, and they both share the same bottom parts. Is there any...
Jay-Z has faced controversies before, but none like this. His career has thrived despite rumors of infidelity and other scandals. largely because he and Beyoncé have controlled their narrative. But this time, the stakes are much higher. The accusations involve a minor, bringing serious legal and moral implications for someone who has built his brand around family and legacy. These claims threaten to unravel years of hard-earned respect.
The girls.
Just her son. He left their son to be walked out backwards on camera for the world to see. Thank God Kimura got the girls. Misa's son. Misa and Wolf's son.
Man.
And Quincy's missing.
Quincy's missing. Oh. And lastly.
After he was questioned by the feds.
After.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was in witness protection right now. Which means his father ain't never gonna see him again.
Have we seen the last, or is this just the beginning of that saga?
It's just getting started.
True.
Which is why I think people are so uncomfortable about me being in this position right now because of my press pass and because I'm going to be in the courtroom for the Keffe D trial. If we get to the bottom of Tupac's when that is finally revealed, 15 other will be revealed with it. And you will find that they were all committed by the same two people, father and son.
Were you surprised by Keffe D's arrest for Tupac?
No. I'm just surprised that he hasn't given it up yet. I'm surprised that he hasn't gone to the feds yet because he just got stabbed in jail.
Yes, he did.
He's been beaten 3 times. And I'm going to say it for a fact. I know you the one pulling the strings. Reggie Wright Jr. Stop putting your dirty work on other people. You know exactly what you are. And so help me God if you don't keep my name out your mouth.
Mm. Mm.
The timing of these allegations is significant, coming just after Jay-Z and Beyoncé's red carpet appearance at Disney's Mufasa premiere, which was meant to celebrate their daughter Blue Ivy's achievements. At just 12 years old, Blue voiced a character in The Lion King prequel, and the family appeared united. However, behind the smiles, the weight of the allegations was undeniable. Jay-Z himself acknowledged the difficulty of protecting his children from the fallout, especially as Blue Ivy gets older and may face questions from her peers.